Everyone. So the sun has entered into Aries, so it's a happy astrological new year, and also happy birthday to all those Aries out there who are inside their quarantines and chilling. Venus has entered from Aries to Taurus, and we are all enjoying our favorite food and being with our loved ones inside the quarantine. The world is transitioning because there are so many transits happening in the invisible world out there in the planetary transits. Today I want to review about this wonderful book called as Astro-poets. It's by Alex and Dorothea Lasky. I came across them through their wonderful and witty Twitter account, which gave me an insight of who actually I was. I was a person who was not into much astrology. I used to always hear horoscopes and just learn the things which were used to understand the things which used to make me feel good or which were beneficiary for me in terms of love and financial. But this was not giving me a complete insight that maybe sometimes the things used to resonate and sometimes they used to not. So I came across them, their Twitter account. I just stalked them, all their tweets, and through their tweets, I came to know what exactly the essence of astrology is. And then I came to know that they have written this wonderful book. And as I live in India, I had to wait for a lot of time for the book to be delivered. It took me around like 20 days for the book to get delivered. And recently they have got this amazing new cover. This is an this is an old cover. The new book has very wonderful cover, quite attractive and colorful. And I want to review this book. I want to tell you about what this book has taught me, how this book should be bought by everyone, and what an amazing book it is. Uh, and how lucidly this book is giving us a very beautiful insight towards astrology. So, this book is completely about the astrological perspectives, but in a very easy way, in very easy way that even a layman can understand it. In very so even if you're a bit attracted to, but I feel we all are attracted towards it. Okay, I'm going to deny all your logical perspectives, I'm going to deny all your practical perspectives. If you think that this is not true, this is not to be followed, the world is ending right now, but trust me, if you read this book, you will get a very different perspective of what is happening and why it is happening in the world. So the day I got this book was the same day itself I finished it, because yes, I am Aries. Yes, this is an Aries season. I know you all Aries will be sad out there. You are not able to celebrate your birthday, but I think like uh, if you read this book, you will at least get an idea why the things are happening out there in the world. There are so many. In fact, this March month has observed so many planetary transits. I would not say that I have become very impeccable with the knowledge of this, but yes, I have definitely got an insight, and I can utilize this insight. For the benefit of my own self and my loved ones. I cannot put into words what this book has taught me and what this book is uh, explaining us. The language is so fresh and so capricious, so witty, that you will be amused throughout the book. Like, you will be so amazed what a wonderful book you have got. Like, basically, if we say that, we all know that we all have this one sun sign of our ours, which we call it as, like, if you're an Aries, you'll be calling yourself Aries, Gemini, Taurus, Virgo, Libra, and as it goes on, all those 12 sun signs. But what we know is just a gist of it, just you just know what is on the shore. There is so much to know. And what this book has taught me, and I will also give you one linings that why every sun sign needs to read this book. As I was reading across this book, I came to know that there is not only a thing called a sun sign but a moon sign, and along with that, there are so many other planets which govern our different aspects of life. Like, there is Venus, which governs our love life. There is Mercury, which governs our communication, and then there is Saturn, which governs our karma. So many, preferably, we all know the nine planetary systems and how they govern each aspect of our life. How our life is actually modified around these planets. So preferably, sometimes our sun sign is Gemini, but we may not feel like a Gemini, we may feel like a Cancer, because that is our moon sign. And then how the world perceives us, that is our ascendant. How the world perceives us, how do we actually look in the how we actually seem in the eyes of the others, that is because of our ascendant, our rising sign. That is what we call as rising sign. So, as we know, there are 12 sun signs. If we go in the coherent manner of the tropical months, like Aries, then comes Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. The image in front of us is the karmic wheel, how we have evolved through our zodiac signs. So, all those about planets, ascendant, our midheaven, and our means the basics of astrology. If you want to start learning about astrology, and I think this book is a must read. It's a must read. Yes. So if we go in sequence, yeah, this is the compatibility chart which they have given. I really loved it. This compatibility chart, we can utilize this chart in our friendships, in our business, our work, our family life, and how we can determine that which sign can understand us the most. But it is not always related to the sun sign. You can relate it to the moon sign, you can relate to your Venus, you can relate to your other planetary systems also. And it was very beneficial. And I also came to know that Sagittarius are our, like, they can, like, they are the ones which can understand us much better way. And when I said us, I said about Aries. Here is a description of Mercury retrograde. We all know the funny concept of Mercury retrograde, that during this retrograde we are forced to reflect our decisions, and we always get all those texts from our exes whom we have forgotten or whom we are remembering, and but our egos are not our egos are preventing us from texting them. So we all get all this so that we analyze our decisions again. So, if you are an Aries, why you should read this book? Because this book starts with a chapter about you. You always want to be first, don't you think that? You always want to win. You always want to be seen by other people. You want attention. And yes, as Frank O'Hara says, all I wanted was love. Yes, Aries wants love, attention. So this book is giving you that. It has all those beautiful elements which is telling you about yourself. If you are a Taurus, then you should read this book, because I think so there could be no other snack partner for you other than this book, because the book will not ask you to share that. If you are a Gemini, then you should definitely read this book, because don't you want another topic to talk about? Your innumerous capacity to talk about any topic. This book will definitely give you an insight and a new topic to talk upon. If you are a Cancer, if you are a Cancer, you can understand more about your feelings, that why you are feeling this much. And about, yes, about your mothering nature. You always want to mother people, right? So if you always want to mother people, you will know how to mother people and when to mother people, when you can understand about others. The most beautiful thing about this book was those amusive textual conversations. How does each sign communicates with other sign? And I think this is all because our this what we should see from our Mercury. If your Mercury is in this planet, you will talk like this. But mostly our sun sign also affects. So if your sun and Mercury is in the same sign, preferably you will talk like that, just like that of the zodiac. If you are a Leo, you should read this book, because this book is again telling you how best you are, because your narcissistic attitude needs something to attach to itself, that how amazing you guys are. Please just ignore it. I'm just adding these funny elements to make it more interesting. And yes, this is really very amazing, Leos. You should read this book for sure. Oh dear Virgos, you should also read this book, because you will plan your work much more well. You can try to fix people much better once you know how they are. And yes, you can also use astrology to plan your business, to plan your life, to plan your work, and yes, your cleanliness OCD. Libras, yes, more selfies. You can post more selfies with this book. And your ability to mediate problems between people and your ability to live amidst a lot of discomfort will become much more easier. Trust me. When it comes to Scorpios, as we all know that I think Scorpios do not need a suggestion on reading about astrology. I guess they would have already read this book before this was written. Every Scorpio, if you have Scorpio in a chart, like in your birth chart, if you have Scorpio, uh, you will be attracted towards the dark side, towards astrology, to planets, towards a bit of witchcraft and occult sciences. Scorpios are always attracted to this. Like they want to know about those dark stuffs. Like they are ruled by Pluto and Mars. Yes, they want to like they want to learn, and yes, their intense attraction towards death. That's thank you to Pluto. Well, coming to Sagittarius, they can plan their travel visits, right? Once they know what kind of people, and yes, uh, they like to ghost. I'm not saying it, but seeing the characteristics, the major characteristics, like they will know how and when to ghost. Like for example, if they want to ghost a Cancer, they would be aware what is going to come towards them after they come after their vacation, like after they are back from their vacation. Yes. uh, Capricorns, you can attack people with your business attitudes. You will know how to extract money from others. You will well plan your activities once you know other people. Yes, coming to Aquarius, the humanitarian sign, the most logical, practical humanitarian signs which does not shows emotions. Well, you can plan your humanity, your humanitarian attitude towards other people once you know what actually people want. And people want you to show emotions. That's it. You will understand once you understand other. Coming to the last, according to the karmic wheel, Pisces is one of the most evolved signs, evolved zodiac signs. Pisces are always known to text paragraph long text with flowery language and dreamy language. If you have a Mercury in Pisces, it's a detriment also. You can understand all this what I'm speaking once you read this book. Trust me, this is one of the most amazing book I've read, and I've got an amazing insight what astrology is. The most beautiful thing about this book, which I understood, and maybe it's a side note, maybe people may not see it or you may even see it, was the astro psychological part of the book. For example, there are certain elements which we can focus upon, and we can heal ourselves on those loopholes, those gaps. For example, in Aries is always the fire signs are said to be always like impulsive and impatient, preferably the Aries. And the other signs, that there are other signs like water signs who are called to be emotional. We can work on these are the things which we can, the astro psychological perspective of the book, we can work on those and we can heal ourselves. I think this is the most beautiful part of this book, to know ourselves much better. And when we know ourselves much better, we can work for others much more easier. And hence I would suggest all other people to definitely give this book a shot. And as Saturn is moving into Aquarius, today is 22nd March, it has already moved. Congratulations, a new era is going to start, and thanks to all those social distancing which is being brought by Saturn. I hope you enjoy your time in the quarantine. Stay safe, take care of yourself. Bye bye.